Well, Tehran is the spot, and Iran certainly one of the headline makers in Asian basketball for really more than a decade. You might remember they won the Asia Cup back in 2007, then in 2009, and after being upset a couple years later, they won it again and made it to the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup. So here we are, getting ready to watch Iran take on Syria, and hopefully we'll have a good one for you today. Iran, of course, made it to the World Cup. They played there last year in China and did very well, making it to the Olympics, where they will play this summer. Syria, meanwhile, they did get a couple of wins in the World Cup qualifiers, in the Asian qualifiers for the World Cup against India, but that was it. And they'll try to perhaps come up with something special today to get an upset away from home.
It's time to introduce the teams. Let's first
so these
start
two teams met at the last
Syria.
Asia Cup in 2017. That was held in 2019.
Number 3, Zakaria Hussein. Number 5, Wael Gelati. Number 8, Majd Arabshah.
And
Number 9,
Iran won that game in
Tawaf
2017.
Number 10,
and as you
Rami
see,
Marjani. Number 11,
some of
Jamil
the
Sadir.
players here being
Number 12,
introduced rather
Abdulwahab
here from
Ahmawi.
Syria
Number
here
13,
to the
Sharif
crowd in
Al-Osh.
Iran. And
Number 15,
hey, you never know, you make some
Number
shots
21, Omar Sheikh
and
Ali.
Iran doesn't come out
23,
and bring their A game
Tawfiq
today,
Saleh.
something could
The
happen.
coach,
But certainly they start as the underdogs in this competition.
An assistant coach,
So what you have to know about the
Radwan
FIBA Asia
Asadallah
Cup
from
qualifiers
Syria.
is you've got
Now,
6 groups, and the top 2
Republic
teams in
of
each
Iran.
group will qualify for the Asia
Muhammad
Cup.
Noon.
And then there'll be an additional qualifying tournament for the 3rd place teams, and 4 of those teams will move on to the Asia Cup as well.
Number 4, Meysame Mirzai.
So now Iran being introduced here to the crowd.
Number 6, Hamed Hosseinzadeh. Number 7, Mohammad Hassanzadeh.
Of course, a lot of these guys, again, playing at the World Cup just several months ago in China, and actually had a really good early round. They just couldn't get the wins. They played some tight games, including against eventual champion Spain. And there's the legend, Ahmed Haddad. I don't like to use that word very often to somebody who is still playing the game, but I think for Haddad, I mean, you can go ahead and attach the word a legend to his name because he has been there for all of the big games. All of those big Asia Cup wins, those World Cup appearances in 2010, 2014, last year. And of course, Haddad also playing at the 2008 Olympics. So we're going to have a pause in the commentary for the playing of the national anthems. And before that, I'll introduce the referees. Nicola Fernandez from Tahiti, Paul Skam from Kazakhstan, and also Anton Kozlov from Kazakhstan. So now I'll pause in the commentary for the playing of the national anthems of Syria and Iran.
سرود مقدس جمهوری اسلامی ایران.
So the national anthems have been played, and the teams will meet at midcourt. And again, we'll get another look at the referees and the coaches also shaking hands and wishing each other luck before opening proceedings.
Umpire 1, Paul Skayem from Lebanon, and umpire 2, Anton Kozlov from Kazakhstan.
So again, these referees getting a good look today on the camera, and remember Fernandez at the World Cup did a good job calling those games, and he goes over and just some last-minute instructions or comments to both teams. And again, also the last layup line here for Syria as they go out. For Iran as they get ready to go out. Syria taking some instructions from their coach before they run out. We've already had some interesting results. New Zealand hitting the road and winning 108-98 at Australia in Brisbane in front of a huge crowd. That was a wonderful, great spectacle. A very young Australia team, albeit with a handful of veterans. Could not do enough to win at home. Missed 13 free throws. And also Indonesia and Korea are getting it going. There's Mehran Shahintab, who coached Iran at the World Cup. Also got him into the World Cup. You know, those Asian qualifiers, those were some very tricky games. And I don't think people realize the magnitude of Iran, what they had to accomplish at the end of those. They had to go on a little winning streak. And they got a big win over Australia to make it into the World Cup. So, you know, they've had some disappointments, certainly in the group phase at the World Cup, but they were able to bounce back and get some big wins. There's the starting five: Arbasha, Merjane, Sadir, and well, you see also Bakar Alosh, talented roster, and I think obviously we're going to see a lot of playing time for all these guys. Haji Haj Darwash is going to have to go deep to his bench, and that's the starting five for Iran. Mashiyeki, Hassanzadeh Saberi, Jamshidi in there, Mashiyeki, and then you got the rest of the reserves, and of course Coach Shahintab.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, we ask you to please stand. FIBA and global basketball community.
Again, something that has happened in a lot of arenas all over the world. We're going to have a moment of silence to honor the memory of David Stern and Kobe Bryant, who have passed away here early this year. Of course, David Stern, the longtime NBA commissioner who took over in 1984, was influential. Is hugely influential in the development of international basketball. And Kobe Bryant, two-time gold medalist with the USA, a fan favorite, and was doing incredible work in the game of basketball following his retirement. Died tragically recently in that helicopter crash, which also claimed the life of his daughter, one of his 4 daughters, and several others. Very, very sad time. but we will have a minute of silence in honor of David Stern and Kobe Bryant. Well, good afternoon from the Izzati Gym in Tehran, Iran. This is the FIBA Asia qualifier between Iran and Syria. And Iran winning that opening tip, but turning the ball over. Syria come forward now, looking for their first basket. And here's a man that's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. Now inside it goes to Merjanat, and now the miss, and the ball goes over to Iran. Putting it up and scoring is the point guard, Sajad Mashayeki. Charlie guarding the basketball, Arbasha. Arbasha pulls up at the line. Hands it off to Sadir, and into the corner, and the three-pointer is good from Syria's number 10, Rami Merjane. Haddad backs up his man, and he's denied, and the ball hit outside. Syria, impressive little sequence here from the visitors. Good job by Al-Hamwi guarding Haddad down low. And now the reach and the foul has been called on Hassan Zadi. Merjane from the baseline. Al-Hamwi this time called for a foul, and they're scrapping away. Maybe a little unfortunate there. There's a lot of contact in that low post. Nice pass, it goes to Mashayeki. Iran go back in front 4-3. Here at the start of this contest, the Izzati Gym here in Tehran. And finding his way, getting loose and missing was Syria's number 11, Sadir. But the ball is going to be awarded here to Syria. On the shot clock. So they called the foul on Mohammed Hassan Zadi there. He fouled Sadir. Ball inbounded. Al-Hamwi's got a soft touch, but not that time. Overshot the rim. Yakchali takes it down over to Hamed Haddadi. Yakchali. Quickly to the other end, missing with the layup attempt was Arbasha. Benim Yakchali launches it from deep and hits the three-pointer. Well, Benim Yakchali very active here early on here for Iran. Of course, no Samad Nikabarami. He was a longtime leading player in this Iran national team, played at the World Cup, but not available for this game. Now spinning Marjane. All rims out. He's got a nice soft touch, doesn't he, Marjane? Quickly to the other end, Yakchali on the break. Hits the second straight three-pointer. And with that, Iran race into a 10-3 lead, and Syria have to call timeout. And again, that was a 2, not a 3. His right foot was on the line, so that's a 9-3 lead. And Syria want to take the steam out of this run. The early numbers here for Iran, 4 of 6, getting some good looks there with Mashieki. So games, qualifying games for the respective continental tournaments being played all over the world over the next several days, and that is cause for a huge excitement, really, as I don't know that eyebrows are raised when the national team is in action, and the qualifiers, the Asian qualifiers, the European qualifiers, the African qualifiers, the Americas qualifiers for the World Cup were a huge success. And it doesn't just stop there. Now it's the qualifiers for the continental competitions. And a lot of great opportunities for these players. So what they've got here in this tough competition, Yakchali reaches around and commits the foul. You don't want to commit a foul like that far away from the basket, but he does indeed. Fouls Arbasha. Arbasha's going to inbound the ball. He's going to try to midcourt. Finally gets it inbounds. Johnny. He's got the 3 points for Syria. He hit that shot from the right corner. And Arbasha misses from three-point land. Jamshidi Jafrabadi this time gets the rebound. Ahmed Haddadi. And nice soft touch from the big fella. Of course, he spent several years in the NBA. Didn't play that much, but nevertheless, has some great competition and clearly improved his game while he was over there. Now the three-pointer shot is good for Syria. And coming off the bench, Omar Sheikh Ali. Well, they needed something from somebody, so he stopped the rot, but Jamshidi Jafrabadi now misses, and it looked as if Sadir tapped the ball in to the Iran basket. So they'll give that 2 points to the player that was closest to the rim there. Bounce pass, and Sadir did a great job of using his body to shield the defense. Amil Sadir. Again, the dump. Jamshidi passes it back outside to Mashieki. Haddadi, look at the passing from Iran. And 3 seconds to call, so Hassanzadeh not able to get the basketball up. Haddadi was the MVP of the last FIBA Asia Cup that was held in Lebanon after leading Iran into the final. They played Australia tough for about a half, and then The Boomers really turned it up a notch. Sheikh going for the steal. Arbasha again, the bounce pass. And one bounce pass too many by Sadir, but then Arbasha gets it back. Now driving in, tough move, but the finish wasn't there from Omar Sheikh Ali, but he gets open and he puts it up and in. We'll talk about a spark from the bench. That's what they've got. And Omar Sheikh Ali. I think he was great in the Asian qualifiers, but he certainly had his moments at the last Asia Cup. Meanwhile, Jamshidi, or no, Yakchali, those two bearded wonders, certainly some talent in that Iran team, and they're showing it today. Yakchali and Jamshidi, and they look very similar with that dark hair and the facial hair as well. Now good defense, quick pass over to Masayeki, and over the shoulder pass. What about that, folks? Beautiful play by Masayeki and finish by Hosseinzadeh. Wow. A little bit of showtime here in the Izzati gym in Tehran. Omar Sheikh Ali takes it down low. Sadir gives it back to Sheikh Ali. He's got the hot hand. Goodness gracious, has he come out firing from the bench. So the old Syria might have already caved in after a rough start, but Omar Sheikh Ali has come out and given them a lift. Haddad and has his way. Wow, he got down low and then had the ball stolen away. And ball turned back over to Iran. So Michael Rustompur comes into the game. Naveed Reza also in the game, number 17 for Iran. Here's Haddad. Rustompur with the headband right off the bench. The ball goes in and out. Alhamwe gets the roll. Rustompur went up, almost knocked it off the rim. It was kind of bouncing around up there, but it ended up falling. And Alhamwe gets his first basket. So good fight back by Syria. Pulled within 2 points. Rustompur, meanwhile, off the front of the rim. Nobody boxes out Reza. Here's Yakchali dancing around, and off the back of the iron, Alhamwe goes for it. Rustompur had it, and then taking it away is Adribi, Hani Adribi. Oh, tough drive down the lane by Wael Gelati. But the charge has been called. In fact, it was on, not Gelati, but I think it was on the screen that was being set. Oh, no, it was on Hadribi, Hani Adribi. Bounce pass, Haddad has it knocked out of his hands. Arbasha gets it. Oh, look at the sharing the basketball. Syria, they had everything working. At least they steal it back. And tough shot by Gelati. And that's one that needs to go in. They're going to have a realistic shot today. This time, finally, the ball stays out for Omar, Sheikh, Ali, and Syria spurning a few chances there to tie it. Bounce pass down low, back outside. Chali has it in the right corner. And the pass down low. And a foul called on Arbasha. So 19 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And we've got a tight one. Chali with about a 4-second differential in the game clock and shot clock finally takes it down low, passes it back out to Mashayeki, and they did not get the shot off in time. And now foul called in Iran. They don't want to get a last-second attempt to go up here by Izzati. I think it should say 2 seconds, 2.4 seconds left, not 20 seconds. Anyway, the ball is going to be inbounded. They've got to get it up quickly, and they fail to do so. So Iran, well, they come out and lead by as many as 8 points, but Syria battle back and trail 17-15 at the end of one. Iran 7 of 12 inside the arc. They've hit one of their 4 threes. Syria, meanwhile, getting a big boost from their three-point game. Highlights from the first quarter. Once you take those in. Points for Chali, leading a balanced attack for Iran. And Omar Sheikh Ali has 8 points to lead the way for Syria. Well, folks, make sure you get the FIBA Asia Cup 2021 app in your smartphone. Download it for free. All the highlights, all the action, all the news, all the stats. That's where you go. It's fantastic. I've got mine on, and I've got it on right now. I like to refer to it from time to time, as I'm sure you would. You can take essentially the FIBA Asia Cup with you wherever you go. The FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers are underway. And this is a big game here between Iran and Syria. So good afternoon. If you're just joining us here, second quarter action. Iran on top 17-15 in this FIBA Asia Cup qualifier. And the dump, Al-Hamwi intimidated somewhat by the big man Haddad. He is scrapping away for the rebound. And Syria, again, had several opportunities to tie Iran and have so far not taken advantage. Rustom misses from the right corner. Haddad, pump fake. And missing it from deep. They get it back. That was Reza missing it, number 17. Darvin gets it over to Hamed. And Hamed with the soft touch gets the ball to go down. Alosh in the game, number 13 for Syria. And now Rustom commits a foul a long way away from the basket. Tofik Saleh is going to come in for Syria. Shaking and baking, getting the ball down low, and then the ball goes out of bounds. Izzati got into the paint, tried to pass it back outside, and nobody was there to receive the pass. So Iran, having wobbled a little bit, still leading it now by 4 points here, 19-15. Reza, the lefty. Omar Sheikh Ali grabs the rebound, gets it over to Alosh. Looking for the backdoor cut, doesn't get it. So he has to come up. Izzati puts it up and scores from the baseline. Gets you back to a 2-point deficit. Oh, beautiful pass, Haddad, and that would have been a 3-point play opportunity for Benim Yakchali, but he will have to settle for a couple of free throws. Well, you really get the sense that with all of these national teams around the world, well, not all of them, but many of them, the continuity, the ability to get together more frequently is helping them. I'm not sure that it's been reflected so far in the play of Iran, although they've really never had any issues with getting together. Syria have had certainly their own issues about not even being able to play on their home court in Syria because of social and political problems in recent years. Hopefully that'll change down the road and they'll be able to go back and play in Damascus and other places. Aleppo. Oh, anticipation, good play, and the steal and the shot and the follow, and the basket is finally good. Reza. It was Darvin who had the steal and then missed the three-pointer. Alosh being hounded some up top. Izzati's in. Oh, beautiful wraparound note, knocked away and read easily by Iran. So again, starting to threaten to put some distance between themselves and Syria. Missing it from a long way out was Darvin again. And three-point shot is good. So Izzati has sparked Syria here with 5 points in the last minute, and they have cut that deficit back to 3 points. Rustom, he's come close and finally drills the three. 4 minutes here into the second quarter. Aloj bumped up high, gets rid of it. Tough drive down low, and he makes the shot. Tofek Saleh. Wow. Talk about a big time drive. Saleh goes to the line. And Tarek Al-Jabi also getting ready to check in. We know what the veteran can do. He can bring a sense of urgency to this Syria team. Issam Mirzai, number 4, getting some big minutes. He was crucial for Iran, Issam Mirzai, in the Asian qualifiers for the World Cup. And Tofek Saleh, as good as he looked with the drive and the basket, he looked pretty bad on the free throw, but nevertheless, Iran now lead Syria by just 3 points. Jamshidi, Jafrabadi back in, gets it to Rostampur. He's open and says, why not? Short. And the ball goes out of bounds. And back into the hands of the visitors. Tofek Saleh hands it off to Al-Jabi. And to Aloj. Foul called. So Aloj goes out of the game. No, excuse me. Tofek Saleh goes out of the game. And the 5 right now for Syria are Hani Adrabi, Sharif Aloj, Abdul Wahab Al-Hamwi, Tarek Ajabi, and Wael Jalati. Meanwhile, Jamshidi pulls up and shows that sweet stroke of his. Ball turns over, and a foul has been called as Al-Jabi was looking for some space. And Darwish decides it's time for another timeout here with 4:44 remaining in the first half. Iran leading at 28-22 on day 1 of the qualifiers, and yet you can see Al-Hamwi just kind of was not set when he was establishing the pick. Easy call for the Tahitian referee. So coming out of the timeout, Iran lead at 28-22. And they have got possession. And now Al-Jabi reaches in and commits Syria's 3rd team foul here of the second quarter. Jamshidi, Jafrabadi puts on the deck. And good work. Mirzai misses there for the follow and the foul. So Saeed Davarpana is going to the free throw line here for Iran. He's been pretty good since coming off the bench and gets his first point of the game. Darvin Pana. They got to cover one of their games at the World Cup in China. Obviously, brought some luck because they won, qualified for the Olympics. And Darvin Pana was not in that World Cup team. Alosh avoids Jamshidi. Passes. Oh, nice play. Oh, Alhamwi faked the pass in the end, but then missed the shot. Alhamwi has not been good from a shooting standpoint tonight. Jamshidi from the baseline. And Alhamwi lets the ball drop into the hands of Jamshidi Jafrabadi. Here he goes again. This time he rattles it in. He's too good of a player. You can't give him a second chance. He will knock it in every time. 32-22. Now Iran up by 10 points, their largest lead of the game. It was right around this time and earlier in this game in the first quarter when Omar Sheikh Ali came off the bench and knocked in a couple of jumpers. Now beautiful pass down low to Izzati, and Jamshidi Jafrabadi commits the foul. Right now, this is a game really to keep it close. Syria need to finish this first half strong. If they allow Iran to go a little run here at the end of the first half, it's going to be awfully difficult for the Syrians. Done a great job of keeping it close. The 1 of 2 effort, meanwhile, gets it back to a 10-point game. Now Iran look to lower the boom. Can they? Sanzadeh in the game. A foul called off the ball. And you can see again coming back into the game, Rami Merjaneh. He had that early three, and it looks like he has a soft touch, soft release. Maybe he's going to be a source of points here for Syria. Sanzadeh, meanwhile, it was not an off-the-ball foul. It was called on Alosh. And that gives 2 points right away to Iran. We go back in front by 11 points. Now the ball taken away. Mehsan Mirza, he's going to take it all the way. The big fella. Oh, he missed the dunk. That was his big moment. He's going to be upset with himself. He was going to be on the highlight reel. That'll have to wait for another day. Anyway, the pass goes to the corner. You know who's not going to miss. Jamshidi Jafrabadi. Well, it ended up being a better trip down the floor than had Mirzai made that, or had he been successful with the dunk. Shifty move, beautiful drive. Goodness me, beautiful drive indeed by Wael Jililati. Looks over at the bench with a wry grin. Or maybe it's a wry smile. Jamshidi left some space. Oh boy, he's going to be the game's leading scorer here. He's got 11 points now. He has caught fire here the last few minutes for Iran. Now Alhamwi, can he finally get it to go? And he's kind of wincing in pain. Omar Sheikh Ali is going to come into the game. Perhaps provide some scoring as well. Alhamwe looked like he took a knock. Doesn't look too comfortable. And a timeout has been called. So Iran now leading about 14 points. Both coaches talk to their players. Jamshidi again, if he gets a little bit of space, he's going to be tough. In fact, while I've got a second, Jamshidi's numbers, 11 points on 5 of 8 shooting from the floor. He's made his only three-pointer, his only attempt. He's got 5 rebounds. Ahmed has 6 points, 4 assists, but has turned it over 3 times. Ahmed Haddadi. Well, games being played all over the world over the next several days in the various Continental Cup qualifiers. Teams trying to get to the Eurobasket, the Asia Cup, the America Cup, the Afrobasket. Those tournaments will be played next year. Of course, New Zealand win earlier today at Australia in perhaps a mild upset, 108-98. I didn't think it was an upset. Korea now on top of Indonesia, 60-40. So they're cruising over Indonesia as Alhamwe makes the first free throw. Of course, Indonesia will be one of the hosts for the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup, along with Japan and the main host, the Philippines. And lots more action coming your way this week in Asia. Also with Saudi Arabia coming up later today against Qatar. Penetration drive, and the ball goes out of bounds. So with 9 seconds on the shot clock, Pana, who has played more than 8.5 minutes today, has a couple of points, 2 assists, 3 steals. Didn't quite control it, but it's still possession for Iran. And here's Jamshidi, the man of the moment, and he is fouled by Alhamwe. And I tell you what, it's with Jamshidi and Yakchali, that 1-2 punch for Iran is pretty vicious. You know, when Haddadi, if he takes a back seat, these two guys can carry the load. I mean, don't kid yourself in thinking that they cannot. I mean, and right now Jamshidi is showing you what he's all about. He can be a complimentary player, or he can be the go-to man. And right now he's revealing himself to be the go-to man. He's got 13 points in this first half. Mo Jamshidi Jafrabadi, he has been terrific. Al-Jabi not really getting it going yet offensively. Right idea, but well read by Maysam Mirzai to come in with the steal. Probably being ribbed for that missed dunk. Now coming down, and Darvin Pane hits the three-point, or the mid-range jumper, excuse me. Game has gotten away from Syria here in the last few minutes. They trail by 16 points. So that foul called on Amir Sadeghi, and it puts Tarek Al-Jabi on the free throw line. In fact, no, it's Omar Sheikh Ali. Official score had it wrong. And Omar Sheikh Ali misses with his first attempt. He was so good in that first quarter, coming out, scoring 8 points. He runs hot and cold, Omar Sheikh Ali, and now it looks to be cold. However, Iran into the lane too early, so he'll get another attempt. 40.06 seconds remain in this first half here in Tehran. And this time Omar Sheikh Ali gets the second free throw to go. And back to a 15-point game. Jamshidi. Shifty move, the foul called. And did you see how Jamshidi, even though the foul had already been called, he wanted to go ahead and follow through. You know, he's formed these good habits of not just stopping, but also concentrating with his follow through. Here he is at the free throw line. And gets the first one to drop. So into the lane too early this time with Syria. Second free throw is good, so Jamshidi just keeps pouring in the points. He's got 15 here in the first half. Al-Jabi picks up his dribble. Gets it over to Omar Sheikh Ali. 11 seconds, not too much difference on the game clock and shot clock. Omar Sheikh Ali, though, has it stolen by Mason Mirzai. Izzati, the bounce pass. Oh, and Jamshidi. Nope, they miss. And Syria got it off in time, but short. And Iran will take a commanding 45-28 lead to the locker room. On 10 of 10 at the line, that's impressive. And now 13 of 24 inside the arc. A lot of that is Jamshidi. He has 15 points. Syria with twice as many turnovers, which is a worrying stat for them because that usually turns into points for Iran. Jamshidi has a game high 15. Then I've got Chali with 7. Izzati is leading the way for Syria. Well, Iran didn't really start like a house on fire, but Rustom missed his first a couple, but then he hit that one. And then Jamshidi got it going. And once he got it going, it was like he was sticking it into overdrive. He wanted to take the game over, and Mohammed Jamshidi Jafarabadi did just that. He was electric. Also playing good defense. Here he is again, making the pass, which leads to the basket. Look at that. Look at him pass the ball, Iran, and then look at him crash the boards. You don't give up on the play. You stick with it. And they did stick with it. Jamshidi showed he was human by missing that attempt. One that he would usually make, but he got it back, and you see the result. If he gets 2 bites at the cherry, especially with an open jump shot on the second one, there's not much chance he's going to have a sub 50% shooting day. Jamshidi. Well, Izzati came in, gave a lift, coming off the bench. And really, despite the nice comeback in the first half, Syria, despite hanging around, probably doing a pretty good job hanging around for the first 5 minutes of the second quarter, Iran started to pull away in the second quarter. Iran showed us a little bit of half-court play. They showed us their play in transition, not quite as effective, missing with that attempt and also missing with the dunk. from Mesa Mirsad, but nevertheless, they lead it 45-28 at halftime. So we'll be right back before the start of the second half. Iran on top of Syria here in Tehran, 45-28 at halftime of this FIBA Asia 2021 qualifier. Syria gave a good account of themselves in that first quarter. Trailed by as many as 8 points, but battled back to go to the end of the back to the benches there at the end of the frame, down 17-15. However, things got away from them late in that second quarter. Mo Jamshidi Jafrabadi getting hot and leading Iran to a big 45-28 lead at the break. Iran outscoring Syria 28-13 in that second quarter. So 3 of 10 from deep for Iran, but 13 of 22 inside the arc. And for Mo Jamshidi, he's hit his only attempt from three-point range, and he's also 4 of 7 inside the arc. He's a perfect 4-4 from the floor, and he's got 5 rebounds. He's at plus 16 efficiency. And if you don't think that Iran have lowered the boom, well, they're certainly going to come out and try to deliver the knockout punch here at the start of the third quarter. So we're underway here, the FIBA Asia 2021 qualifier between Iran and also Syria. And some interesting lights flashing around the court here at the start of the third quarter, and early down low scoring for Iran, taking it up to a 47-28 lead. And Alosh getting some interesting looks there from his coach. He looked up and said, "What's up with these lights on the door?" Now they've turned it down and going in for the dunk, but rejected. Was Saleh. He tried to go to town on Hamed Haddadi, and Hamed said, "Not in my house, my friend." Jamshidi Jafrabadi misses, falls down, and I think is going to take 3 free throws. So the man who has been red hot today, Jamshidi. Okay, so now are they calling it? No, they're saying it was a foul before the shot, strangely. So they're going to inbound the ball. Now the pass goes inside to Hamed Haddadi. Bounce pass, oh, am I kidding me? Well, Hamed is not just about scoring and dunking, it's also about the behind-the-back pass. And Iran have come out with some showtime plays today. We saw Mashayeki earlier with the over-the-shoulder pass in transition. And now Haddadi starting to take center stage with his all-round game. Yakchali. And dumps it off to Mohammed Hassanzadeh, and Syria have seen enough. They're going to call timeout. They're now trailing 51-28. So worrying start to the second half here for Syria. Syria were right in it at the end of the first quarter, but things have gotten away from them here the last 5 minutes of action. Look at this, behind the back. Haddadi just does it all. Well, the Iran fans, and there's some Syrian fans here as well. Syrian fans outnumbered. Still having a good time here in this opening Asian qualifier. Almost a turnover. Alosh comes in, gets it. Mashayeki chases him down the court, and then Alosh takes it back up, calls the play. badly. Ahmed Haddad with another rebound. He'll finish with some kind of double-double today. The way he's passing the ball, it might be an assist. He almost had a triple-double the last time these teams played. Here he is putting up a three, and it's good. Ahmed Haddad. Inside, Saleh nowhere to go, passes it back out, and he's going to get the 3-second call. No, he's going to get the shot clock violation. Ball sails out of bounds over the head of Benem Yakchali. Talking about Ahmed Haddad, what's he done so far? I'm not saying he will get a triple-double, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. He's got 9 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. Ball batted into the corner. Alosh just grazes the outside of the net. And Syria losing a little bit of their composure here. Darvish over there on the sidelines telling his guys to calm down. Don't lose your self-belief, but that's easier said than done when you're trailing 54-28. And really against the most dominant team of Asia for the last decade. Mashayeki, look at Haddad grabbing another rebound. Will he get the assist? No, he's going to turn, he's going to put it up, and he's going to be fouled. Hafek Saleh fouls the veteran Ahmed Haddad. Will go to the free throw line. Well, it truly has been a game of highlights. The way that Mashayeki and Hamed have played, and also Mohammed Jamshidi Jafarabadi, but you just get the feeling that with Hamed right now, he's decided, you know what? I had a low-key first half, and that's fine, because it's all about the team. We got a lead. Now I'm just going to take a moment and remind everybody how excellent of an all-around talent I am. He does only make 1 of 2 free throws, however. Those passionate Syrian fans, they have not given up hope of a comeback. Although it's going to take an incredible effort. Al-Hamwi, and Al-Hamwi didn't know what he was doing there. Look at, oh, Haddad just swats it out of bounds. Ball must have gone off of Syria. So now it's Iran basketball. Probably, if you had a vote, you see Jamshidi driving in, laying up. Well, he's a scorer, isn't he? He does everything with a little bit of flair, a little bit of panache. If you were to take a vote and asked fans who the most spectacular player has been, Hassanzadeh meanwhile goes in, lays it up and in. After the steal. I bet Ahmed Haddad would win. He's been around for so long. Obviously, he made the journey to the NBA. Good drive by Alosh, the 13. And I think Ahmed Haddad enjoys the limelight. Look at this. Look at the pass. And he'll get an assist if Hassanzadeh goes to the line here and makes a free throw. Ahmed Haddad is electric right now. Izzati at the line. He had that steal and fast break earlier. Remember, folks, get the basketball, get the app from the FIBA Asia Cup in your smartphone, and you'll have everything right at your fingertips. FIBA Asia Cup app. Download it for free. You will not regret it. The highlights, stories, team information, everything is there. Basha back in the game. Looking for a little bit of room to maneuver. Charlie guarding him. Alhamwe living dangerously, goes right at Hamed Haddadi. Boy, he's not going to forget that. He's going to be able to go back and tell everybody that he backed up Hamed Haddadi and then went right at him. Chali. Oh, the ball rattles out. And a push on Sadir. 4:23 remaining here in this third quarter. And he was out of bounds is what it was. He stepped out of bounds. So Iran maintain possession. Here goes Haddadi. Please discuss whose possession it is. Hassanzadeh and Haddadi have provided some highlights here in this third quarter. Now Yakchali, Mashieki. Here goes Haddadi again in the paint. Ooh, he bricked that one. Rebound to Lati. And attempting to get a foul was Arbash, but it wasn't called. Yakchali bounce pass to Haddadi. Haddadi with the beautiful sweet pass. And there for the follow was Yakchali. Well, that's not going to help Hamed Haddadi's assist total. You don't make the layups. He does have 6 assists and 6 rebounds to go with his 10 points. Three-pointer is good. So Jelalati is continues to provide some impetus for Syria coming off the bench. Rami Merjane also has some scoring ability, but he has not really looked for his shot. There's the offensive rebound and putback. Look at Hamed Haddadi enjoying the moment. So the offensive rebound, the dunk for Hamed Haddadi. He's got 7 rebounds now and 12 points. Haddadi gets another block. And the pass triggers the break. Oh, nice shifty move. And the finish was not there, though, however, by Mashieki. Arbasha. Amjane and Haddadi with another rebound. Merjane had a good look, but he didn't knock it in, and the lead is 29 points for Iran. Quick pass, and the basket is good. Well, folks, we talked about it. He is flirting with a triple-double. And Merjane, they need somebody else to, they had Sheikh Ali come in and do a good job. And now turnover gives it back to to Syria with 11 minutes and 18 seconds. And really the big question is, because of the size of the lead, for those statistical gurus out there wondering if that man right there is going to get his triple-double, is how many minutes is he going to play? And the coach must be thinking, the coach isn't sitting back saying, I'm going to leave him in until he gets a triple-double. The coach wants to win the game, and he wants to get players in the game. He wants to get minutes. That's probably the biggest impediment. He needs to get his numbers while he's out there quickly. Rustom comes out and commits the foul on the perimeter. Janae has it, goes up and raises it off the front of the rim. And the rebound by Haddad. So he's got his 12 points, 10 rebounds. And now the basket, good by Rustom. That's what he does. So right now, Haddad 3 assists shy of the magical triple-double. That double. You always talk about the double-doubles and the triple-doubles being special. Ball goes out of bounds. Good job defensively by Haddad, forcing the turnover. Iran will also be at home against Qatar on Sunday. And they'll open up the next window next November at home against Saudi Arabia before traveling to Syria, play Syria. Here's Haddad from deep. Offensive rebound, the putback not there. And Darvin misses. So that is it. Into the third quarter. 69-37. Iran so far in a romp. Well, earlier today, New Zealand won in Australia, in Brisbane. A great crowd, 108-98. So the Tall Blacks off to a winning start in their Asia Cup qualifier campaign. And Korea rolling to a big win at Indonesia, as expected. Indonesia played well for a quarter or so. They were right in it, but right now trailing 109-76. And here in Tehran, where you look at Al-Hamwe with a rare bucket for him, it's Iran that are cruising on top 69-37 over Syria. Syria did a great job early on. And really overall in that first half, they were pretty solid, but they just were run out of the gym in this third quarter. Ball turned over. Rustom from behind the arc. hands it off now. Here's Rustom getting it back. And again, short. I mean, that's his reputation. He was able to knock down that three, but he hasn't really done it too well today. And basket. They count it. Foul is called. Another opportunity here. Al-Jabi has the ball taken away. And driving in, and Hossein-Zade lays it up and in. Saeed Darvin, in fact, scores that basket. And takes it up now to a 71-40 lead for Iran. Well, that was a good-looking drive by Wael Jalalati, but here comes Iran again. And you do wonder if Hamed is going to come back out. Yep, here he is. Now give him the ball, let him get the dish. He's looking to make the pass. Will it make the pass to lead to the bucket? Yes, he does. And Rustom goes in. That's 8 assists now for Hamed Haddadi. Go with his 11 rebounds and 12 points. Penetration and the miss from Rami Marjane. And Darvin Pana, his pass was kicked, so Iran will maintain possession. Again, Iran will maintain possession. 14 on the shot clock. I think there's every chance Hamed's going to stay out on the court. Hasn't shot it as well as he could. It's been pretty solid all around here, especially in the second half. Al-Hamwi rather. Off target. Now the pass up ahead and miss by Mozaffari. However, there by the tip or the rebound by Hamed Haddadi, hustling down the floor. Gives Iran another opportunity. So with 7:26 remaining, we've got timeout here in this FIBA Asia Cup qualifier between Iran and Syria. Iran leading at 73-40. And that foul was on Al-Jabi. Well, an indication of where these teams are and how prohibitive of favorites that Iran were coming into this game. They come in at number 22 in the FIBA World Ranking presented by Nike. And you have to go all the way down to number 100 to find Syria. So this was a true David and Goliath matchup, and Hamed Haddadi makes the first. Haddadi's 2 free throws are good, and Iran lead at 75-40. Making a nuisance of himself out of the perimeter. Omar Sheikh Ali. Al-Jabi goes up short, doesn't pull the string. Tarek Al-Jabi, I think, much prefers the kind of the end-to-end game, the fast breaking game, and Syria not able to get into it today. Now the drive and the basket is good. Darvin Pana. Good finish. Al-Hamwe thinks about it. Says, I'm going to try my luck against the legend. Nope, he passes it back outside. Omar Sheikh Ali short. Pass. He goes, he's got the assist. Ahmed Haddadi, Darvin Pana, as true can be. So Haddadi now 14 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists. Somebody get the message down to the hardwood and let him know. He just needs one more. The bank shot is good by Al-Hamwe. Of course, if Haddadi plays D like that, he might not stay in the game. And there is a substitution coming into the game, so it'll be interesting to see who comes in and who goes out. Darvin Pana again passes to the corner. Penetration and the lefty, and drilling it from a long way out was Naveed Reza. Run on cruise control right now, leading it 82-42. Al-Jabi passes it out to Omar Sheikh Ali. Has the ball stolen? Nope. They get it back. Al-Jabi and Haddadi with another rebound. Quick pass to midcourt. Rustom. Haddadi with another block, his 4th of the game. Behind the back pass, but intercepted alertly, but then another pass batted away, and this will be an easy layup. And Rustom goes up for the 2-handed rim rocker with 4:20 remaining. Fans loving what they're seeing here from their Iranian national team. And I have to be honest, I'm surprised Haddadi has played as long as he has. And it looks like he might be coming out now, and he's going to finish an assist shy of triple-double. His coach has decided it's time to get some other guys in the game. Rustom, meanwhile, coming up with a highlight. Tarek Al-Jabi. Good put back inside by number 15, Hani Adribi. Well, Syria going to have to draw on the positives from this one. They played well for long phases of the first half, long stretches, but they have got to be stronger when the game gets a little hot, and especially against a team like Iran, who, other than Australia, the real traditional powerhouses of Asia, certainly for the last 12 years or so, back to 2007.
Good hustle Syria, Adribi, but not able to get it to his teammate. Now Mesri, and the bounce pass and the finish by Darvin Pana. And Iran continue to pour in the points. They've got 86, and they lead it by 42 points with 3:05 remaining. Timeout on the court here as both coaches, perhaps for the last time, talk to their teams before the action continues in this Asia Cup qualifier. Pass down low, and the basket is good coming out of the timeout. That's by Anthony Bakar, who's only getting minutes here late in the game. He's had some good moments the last couple of seasons. Bakar's not getting him in until the game is over this time. And three-point shot is good from Rasul Mozaffari. Ball batted out of bounds. Three-point attempt. The ball chased down into the corner. Mesri into the corner, and the three-point shot is good as Iran continues to pour it in. Reza Far. Safari got the assist on that last three-pointer. A minute and a half remaining. Iran wanting to run some more good stuff here. I think 100 is going to be too much for them to get today. And then the sloppy pass leads to another basket. Well, who knows? Maybe they will get it. Iran really going after it here, getting up to 94 points with the putback from Mehsan Mirzai. Now Mehsan Mirzai goes over to the bench. Checks something out. Now he comes back. I have to say one thing about Iran today. They have passed the ball well. They've looked to share the ball. They go down on any fast break or any half-court set, and you can usually expect 3, 4, even 5 passes. Drive, Bakar able to finish, however, and Mehsan Mirzai again shows his ball handling skills. Here it is again. Look at Iran pass it. This time Darvin Pana goes up for just 3 passes. This is Samad Nika Bahrami watching from the bench. At the end of the bench, wearing the black turtleneck. Probably would argue that he's been every bit as important to Iranian basketball as Hamed Haddadi over the years. Now into the corner. And offensive rebound by Mirza. Another quick pass. Amir Sadeghi had the ball knocked away. So the final 30 seconds of this first Asia Cup qualifier for both of these teams are ticking off the clock here in Tehran. One more opportunity here for Syria to get some points. They do drive in, and Alosh lays it up and in. So nice play by Alosh. Will Iran attempt? No, they're just going to hold it up and settle with a 94-48 win over Syria. So that's it, folks. Iran win it 94-48 over Syria in this FIBA Asia Cup 2021 qualifier.
منتظر دیدار مجدد همه شما عزیزان. وعده دیدار روز یکشنبه بازی حساس تیم ملی بسکتبال کشورمون با قطر و حمایت‌های همه جانبه شما عزیزان.
Well, the golfing class and experience was there for all to see today as Iran blew open what was a close game in the second quarter. They were up 17-15 at the end of the first. And then they outscored Syria 28-13 in that second quarter to open up a big halftime lead. And there was no way back for Syria after that here in the Izzati gym. And Mohammad Jamshidi Tephra really set the tone for Iran today. Came out and in that first half scored 15 of his game-high 19 points. Finished 7 of 11 from the floor. And of course, Hamed Haddadi really kind of took over in the second half. The statistical giant that he is, Hamed Haddadi came out and almost got a triple-double, but finished in the end with 14 points, 14 rebounds, and 9 assists. He also had 5 blocks. So big day at the office for Hamed Haddadi, and these fans came out in big numbers to watch today. Also, Syria came out and supported their team. Tremendous occasion, folks. The Continental Qualifiers being played all over the world. We're getting to see the very first of those Continental Qualifiers here in Asia. And again, here in Iran, it was, with the exception of a good first quarter for Syria, overall it was Iran that was just far too dominant. You know, we saw it all today from the big fella, from Hamed Haddadi. We saw his passing, those 9 assists. And we saw his rebounding as usual. We saw his block shots. And we also saw his scoring, 14 points. Probably the one thing about Hamed today, well, could have shot it a little bit better. He was 5 of 10 from the floor, but overall a good game of basketball for Iran today, and they took care of business like they had to, and they will definitely be among the favorites to win the title once the Asia Cup is played. Iran will come up next against Qatar here on Sunday, the same arena. I think they'll probably go home and come back. They won't hang out here the whole time. They'll need maybe need to play a little bit better against a Qatar team, I think, that might have more weapons than Syria when they're in full flow. And, well, for Syria, they're going to try to shake this result off and play better when they go up against Saudi Arabia and Jeddah and they play that on Sunday at, well, on game day 2. So Iran, a whole cast of characters scoring. Alosh getting that last bucket rather, excuse me, for Syria, and for the most part it was one-way traffic, especially in the second half as Iran cruised to victory.